Jabari Smith may have been the projected first overall pick until less than 24 hours until the draft officially opened. I may have my reservations about Jabari as a prospect, especially with the view of him being the first overall pick by the media, but that doesn't mean Jabari isn't a good prospect that has a chance to be a really good player. I think the third overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft has a chance to be a very good player for the Houston Rockets, and despite a rough offensive efficiency display during the Summer League, I do believe he's going to be an awesome player for years to come. Jabari Smith has the ideal frame for a power forward. He stands at 6'10", he weighs 220 pounds, and he has a 7'2" wingspan. Plus, I think he can add a bit more functional strength to his frame. I think 6'10", 240 pounds is something that we could see him at some point in his career. His frame definitely looks like he can add a bit more strength and fill out a bit more. On top of this, he has an ideal skill set for a power forward in today's NBA as well. Jabari is one of the best shooting prospects I've ever seen for his age. He shot 42% from 3 on almost 6 attempts per game as a freshman at Auburn, which is even more impressive given that he played under 30 minutes per game. His mechanics are really good with a fluid high release. He was prolific as a catch-and-shoot player and somebody that showed real indicators of off-dribble potential, although it does need a lot of work. He also showed real potential as a pull-up mid-range shooter and someone that can hit post fades. This is really an advanced jump shot profile, but when you factor in the fact that he's also 6'10", it's even more deadly. When you see a shot profile like this that indicates likely immediate effective catch-and-shoot ability in the NBA, as well as the potential to grow in other areas as a shooter because of legit signs as a pull-up and off-dribble shooter. And oh yeah, he's 6'10" and will be just 19 years old his entire rookie season. Yeah, there's a lot of reason to be excited about what Jabari Smith can be as a shooter. However, it isn't just the shooting ability that's really intriguing with Jabari Smith. He also has real potential on defense, specifically as a point of attack defender. He can hold his own when he gets switched onto a guard or a wing on the perimeter. He has good lateral skills on that end of the floor, and he takes great pride and puts a lot of effort in on defense as well, so the motor is very much there with him. He has active hands, which allow him to play on the ball and also play passing lanes. Along with his catch-and-shoot ability, I think his point of attack defense will be his biggest selling point out the gate. There are some areas that I do think Jabari needs to work on. He's not a great finisher around the basket, to say the least. A lot of his offense was jump shot oriented, and his finishes around the basket were not self-created for the most part. Despite having a decent handle, he just doesn't seem like much of a threat as a driver to the basket. I do think adding strength will help in this area, but I also think his game will always just be more jump shot oriented, and he's not going to be some big self-time creator, even if there are some self-creating flashes off the dribble as a jump shooter. He isn't much of a rim protector either. Not saying he can't be a rim protector, but he's not somebody I think is going to be some big time shot blocker that's really effective in this area. Again, his defense is more perimeter oriented, and I guess you can say that about both sides of the basketball, just being more perimeter oriented than paint oriented. And I think that is something that might limit his ceiling a bit as an overall player, but I still think, again, he has a very high ceiling. Regardless of what I think about the flaws Jabari Smith has, I am confident in him being a good player for a few reasons. One, his baseline skill set gives him a high floor. He's a really good shooter that can be a good point of attack defender at 6'10". That alone makes him a high 20 minutes per game player at the worst, in my opinion. Teams are always looking for a player with that kind of baseline skill set. Basically, what I'm saying is that at his worst, Jabari will be a solid 3-and-D player at 6'10", which is very valuable in today's NBA. Second, I really like his fit with Jalen Green and the Houston Rockets. Jalen is somebody that has some of the best scoring gravity I've seen from a slashing perspective at his age, and that's with the context of his handle still needing work. I'm confident in Jalen's handle improving as well because of the fact that he's already made so much progress in this area over the years, so having a guy like Jabari that will benefit off easier looks created by Jalen Green, who's going to be the focal point of the offense, is really encouraging. A lot of Jabari's flaws on offense are really impacted by the idea of him being the centerpiece of the offense, and considering he won't be the focus of the offense, those flaws aren't as significant, even if I do believe he still needs to improve on these flaws. But given his likely role with the Houston Rockets offense, it really does cater to his strengths as an offensive player. And third, his development curve is one of the most impressive I've ever seen. The first time I watched Jabari play was when he was a junior in high school, and I wondered why he was ranked so high. He was a good high school player, but he didn't really stand out amongst his peers like you would expect a top-ranked recruit to. But he showed legit improvement going from his junior to senior year. In fact, his improvement was so noticeable that I made a video breaking down his game during his senior season on the 4K sub channel. In fact, it's my first ever real breakdown video I've ever made. I had him as a top 10 guy going into the draft cycle, but he was much closer to that 6 to 10 range. And while yes, I was a bit lower on Jabari Smith going into that draft, I had him ranked 4th behind Jaden Ivey, I do think what he showed at Auburn was more than enough to make him at the very least a top 5 lock. And I wasn't against Houston taking him at 3, even if I had a slightly higher grade on Jaden Ivey. What's not to say that Jabari Smith can't take another leap. He's already improved so much over the years, and he's still only 19 years old and will be 19 his entire rookie season. Granted, I think betting on development leaps is just too hard to predict, and there isn't enough substance there and enough of a track record there to suggest that a player will take another leap, and it's why I think Paulo and Chet were better prospects than Jabari, because I'm just more confident in their ceilings based off what I've seen, and there isn't as much projecting with them as there is with Jabari in my opinion. But that doesn't mean that Jabari is a bad prospect either. Jabari is a very good prospect that I think has a bright future, and the Houston Rockets got a really good one when drafting him 3rd overall. I think Jabari Smith will be a very important player for the Houston Rockets for a very long time. But that's the end of this video from me to this point. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. You guys watch these videos. Again, haven't already, subscribe. It's the best way you can help me grow and help me build a platform so I can upload more consistently. So I really appreciate if you do that. If you want to check out my other work, I just uploaded a video on my video essay channel, watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX with my guys from Strickland, Sam, and Tyrese. Had a blast over there. That video will pop up here. My most recent upload or a video that YouTube will recommend from this channel will pop up here. Click the icon to subscribe or check out more videos if you haven't already. That being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.